この場で一番強さを持つのは。
その通りだ。
お前、こんなの初めてだ。わかるかなあ、僕の敵。
Hello anime lovers, it's Nats from Aninats channel. I'm gonna bring you some cool anime scenes, compilation, and reviews from animes that I personally watched. So, let's get started. Our story begins with a student named Shigeo Kageyama. Although he looks like an ordinary schoolboy, he actually has a super strong psychic powers. He's going his daily lives normal and peacefully, but unfortunately he cannot control his power when he is angry. As a result, he sought the help of his master named Reigen, who is a fake physicist and utilized Shigeo's abilities for pocket change. It says the world is filled with strange phenomena, and when people face them they are thrown into fear. However, some people known as psychics able to counter with those phenomena, and Reigen claimed to be one of them. He runs a spirit consultation office for clients who has strange phenomena. One day Reigen and his clients visit an old building to exorcise an evil spirit. He uses his special attack and throws a handful of table salt at the spirit. However, the spirit is only annoyed by his salt attack. Reigen finally called his ultimate attempts, which is calling Shigeo, who is indeed a strong psychic, to come over and defeat the spirit. Shigeo arrives there and exorcises the spirit instantly with his attack. The following day Reigen gets another job of exorcising the evil spirits at a haunted tunnel, so he calls Shigeo again and asks him to come with him. Reigen rushes back cowardly after entering the tunnel, asking Shigeo why he didn't enter with him. Shigeo says that he thinks that his master has everything under control. Shigeo then enters and destroys the small evil spirits and leaves the boss for Reigen. As Reigen faces the spirit boss, he yells for help and Shigeo manages to shrink the boss. The next day Reigen and Shigeo, dressed as girls, head towards the private all-girls high school to exorcise an evil spirit. The guards stop Reigen at the gate while Shigeo goes on to meet his clients alone. He meets two schoolgirls who appear to be his clients. They tell him about the supernatural phenomena happening at the school, and start looking for the evil spirit. When they reach the basketball court, the evil spirit attacks Shigeo, but he defeats him with just one blow. Later at the school, Shigeo thinks of joining the body improvement club since he has a weak body. After joining the club, Shigeo starts training with them, but he faints easily on the ground. The captain of the club takes the fainted Shigeo to the club room to rest. After school, a woman wearing a smiling mask stops Shigeo and tells him that she can help him become popular. She takes him to an underground secret meeting where the leader of the meeting, named Dimple, tries to make everyone laugh by putting a smiling mask on them. But he cannot change Mob's serious face through any of his tricks. Knowing that Shigeo is a psychic, Dimple reveals his true spirit form, and ordered his followers to kill Shigeo. Having kept his emotions for so long, this action causes Shigeo rage to reach 100%. Unleashing a huge amount of psychic power and exorcising Dimple. Meanwhile, on another school, there is a gang fight between the students. A strong gang leader, Tenga Onigawara, was easily defeated by a second-year student named Hanazawa Teruki. The following day, the weakened spirit of Dimple appears, and claims to have reformed into good spirit. He begs to team up with Shigeo and promise he won't do anything bad anymore. One day, Tenga and his men ask the Body Improvement Club to help them to take revenge and crushed Hanazawa Teruki. But they refused by saying that fighting is absurd. Tenga then plans to kidnap their weakest member, Shigeo, and make him for hostage in order to enrage the Body Improvement Club to attack. While being kept hostage, Dimple asks Shigeo to use his psychic powers to escape, but he refuses to use them on people. In order to rescue Shigeo, the Body Improvement Club defeats most of the other school students but is unable to defeat Taruki, who has psychic powers just like Shigeo. Shigeo is standing there and tells Taruki not to use his abilities on other people. Taruki becomes shocked to see another Esper like himself, and force him to show his psychic abilities. Shigeo refuses to attack as Reigen has told him never to use his powers to hurt humans. When Taruki increases his attacks, Dimple shows up and tries to protect Shigeo using his last spirit energy, but Taruki exorcises him easily. After that, Taruki keeps attacking Shigeo and even throws some real knives towards Shigeo, but he deflects them using his psychic powers and one fly back, and completely shaved the top of his head. Taruki gets angry and turns his tie into a sword and starts attacking Shigeo fiercely. Shigeo keeps protecting himself while trying to talk Taruki calm. Instead of calming down, Taruki chokes Shigeo against the wall with brute force and Shigeo falls to the ground unconscious. Shigeo's anger reaches 100% and loses his control. His power explodes and knocks Taruki out. The following day, Shigeo and his classmate goes out in a park. Several times, he notices there's an adult Esper in the crowd, but as he feels they are dangerous he doesn't tell anyone. Meanwhile, Shigeo's little brother, Ritsu Kageyama, meets up with Dimple one day. Dimple tries to convince Ritsu that he can have super psychic power like his brother, if Ritsu let him possesses his body. As Ritsu agrees, Ritsu starts to feel his powers awaken. On one day, Shigeo catch Ritsu fighting with gang leader from other school. Seeing Ritsu using psychic powers, Shigeo congratulate him for awaken his powers. Meanwhile, an Esper called Koyama tries to take Ritsu after seeing him using his psychic power. Shigeo refused to allow anybody to take his brother. Shigeo's rage reached 100% after Koyama's multiple attacks and beatings. Shigeo defeats Koyama easily with his rage mode. Koyama, now realizing he's unable to defeat Shigeo, and sprays some drugs on him, making him fall unconscious. Koyama then leaves, immediately taking Ritsu with him. Afterwards, Shigeo awakens at Taruki's house. He then informs Shigeo of everything he needs to know about the Man from Claw, an organization founded by deadly Espers with hundreds of members. They brainwash young Espers and turn them into their own troops. Shigeo wonders why they're kidnapping Ritsu, and Dimple thinks it's because of his awakened power. Meanwhile, Ritsu and the other young Espers are led by Koyama to a secret facility owned by the Claw organization. Inside the building, Koyama tells Yusuke that he caught up with another strong Esper while taking Ritsu. One of the Claw member, Terada, shows up and offers to take Shigeo. Unaware of Taruki and Shigeo's power, Terada ends up letting his defenses down and is quickly defeated. They questioned him and Terada spills everything, including the location of Claw's hidden facility. Meanwhile, Ritsu and the other kidnapped Espers plan to escape. They get surprised to see Ritsu's powers, which are stronger than other kids. This time the powers are actually his own and not because of Dimple possession. Terada takes Shigeo and Taruki to his base but finds the chance to escape and confronts them, but is quickly wiped out by Shigeo's simple attack. When the leaders of the upper echelon know they have invaders, Koyama goes out to confront Shigeo and kill him this time. Shigeo states that he doesn't have time to waste, and uses his full powers and slamming Koyama against the wall until he passes out. When Koyama defeated easily, the upper echelon members realize they're up against someone powerful this time. Ritsu and the rest of the Espers continues their escape plan, while Shigeo, Dimple, and Taruki decides to split up to make the search faster. They encounter the upper echelon members and get into psychic powers battle with them. Ritsu and his group encounters with a boy named Sho Suzuki, and Ritsu prepares to take him on while the other continues to escape. Meanwhile, Shigeo's also takes on the other Scars member and beats them easily. Afterwards, Shigeo finds Ritsu unconscious. This makes Shigeo rage burst up again and enter his rage mode. He defeat another one of the Claws member, while the boy named Sho appears again. Sho brings Shigeo and Ritsu to a special room, where Taruki also already there. Taruki informs them of the room's uniqueness, which doesn't let them use their power. However, Shigeo stays confident, believing Ritsu will come up with some ideas as he's smart even without powers. Upper echelon members intend to make them their new members after brainwashing them. Meanwhile, Shigeo's master, Reigen, follows Shigeo's GPS to a building. With his manipulative skills, the guards mistake him for their boss, and leave them to the room where Shigeo, Ritsu, and Teruki are being held captive. Reigen has no powers, but still his manipulative skills makes the guards release them. While heading out, they stopped by the Claw upper member. Reigen's plot as the Claw boss exposed immediately. Shigeo prepared to fight them, but Reigen stops him and reminds him not to use powers on humans. Reigen then decides to talk sense and not to fight with upper echelon members, but instead he ends up enraging them. Reigen planned to win an argument with every person fails. The Claw member then starting to attack Shigeo, Ritsu, and Teruki, and they got into fierce battle. Shigeo's rage reached 100% as he sees his close people being hurt and doesn't want them to die. But Reigen slaps him and bringing him back to his senses, and telling him not to do it, since he'll suffer later from regret. Yusuke suddenly appears at the back of Reigen, and slashes him with his sword, causing Reigen to collapse in front of Shigeo. Shigeo then enrage again, but deep down in his consciousness he don't want to use his power to hurt human. He then unconsciously delegates his power to his master, Reigen, which suddenly gets back standing. This shocked everyone, because he should have died as a result of the katana strike. Reigen then takes the lead and manages to counter everyone's attack, which appears due to Shigeo's powers transferred into his body. Sho Suzuki then appears and finish of the remaining Claw member. Sho then contact the leader of the organization, who appears to be his father, and tells him about his findings in the local Claw organization. As the boss of the Claw organization heading towards Shigeo and his friends, the story of the first season comes to an end. If you are interested in the story of the first season, you definitely should watch the second one, as Shigeo and his friend sets a new adventure confronting the Claw organization. As always, if you like my video, don't forget to subscribe as I will bring you another interesting anime to watch. See you soon.